the good one to begin with is Angela, can you, and I don't know if you want the microwave or the microwave. I feel like I should just jump into one right now. Yeah, so, can you talk a little bit about your roots? And that question gets so often, like where you're from.
I mean, does everybody know how me and the Marsh met?
No.
So the reason why she's tearing up is and the reason why we give each other such a big hug and why we feel so far away is because when I was probably, 15, 16, high school dropout, was bullied, all the things. And so I went to the Gathering Place and was a scrappy street kid, probably had a mohawk or something like that. Pretty rough and tumble. And Namorsh and Donna Brack, who's also here, witnessed me and supported me. And if it wasn't for them, I really do not think I would be a journalist. Because so the way that it happened, there was a poster on the pillar at the Gathering Place, and they were both like, "You gotta go for this. This is so you." And I was like, "No, like I don't have an education. Like I'm not high school. I have grade 9. I'm not very smart. That's not how I felt about myself." And they were like, "No, this is so you. This is written all over you." It was like Pulp Radio in Vision Park. It was a youth radio program, and they like just pushed me, encouraging me, and that's how I fell in love with radio. And they supported me in so many other ways, like telling me you're so smart, like political science, and I was a construction worker for like 3 years, and they were like, "This is not for you, like you gotta do something different." And so that's why I went into political science. And so Marsh and Donna have such a special place in my heart because in so many ways they saved my life. I know it's like a big but I don't think I would have had the same trajectory as if it wasn't for them. And that's the power of what we do here and what we do in community, and the power of community itself, and having people to always believe in people who the rest of society doesn't believe in. I'll introduce myself though. Cindy Gens, Sigrim Khan, Gankabo Set, Luam, Bodhi, Winga Asam, Atamasatun, Wobaksun, Algia, Tumkbist, Waya, Wobswiga, Gixan, Lakibu. So I just said hello everybody. So nice to be in front of the leaders, the children of leaders in this room today. And I said my name is Lualgia Tumkbist. So in our culture, we are a matrilineal society, and we have ancestral names and we have given names. And because my father's Gitsan and my mother was a white woman, both of them have passed on now, I needed to be formally brought in through our laws, which still exist today, through the feast hall system. And so that happened a few years ago actually, and my elder, Dr. Jane Smith Chidis, who's also in prison and my language teacher, she was giving me a name, and I was brought into the feast hall with all my house members there. My grandfather was groomed from a very young age to be the hereditary chief of the house, the big wing. So he passed away a long time ago, but his brother, Wigak, Neostera, passed away just a couple of years ago at the young age of 107 years old. And so I didn't have him there, but I had all of my other house group members there witnessing me and bringing me in to my house group, into my grandfather's house group, so I could be legally recognized in our culture as Gitsan. And the day that I was leaving my job at CBC, and if you read my book, chapter 10, you'll know why I'm CBC. On the day that I was leaving my job as a 20-year radio and television host and reporter at the national broadcaster, I was quitting my job, left, and then on my way actually to wrap up my work with my boss, I get this email from Chuis, Dr. Jane Smith, and she says, the name that I'm giving you is Lualgia Tumkwist, which means woman who works in television reading. And she said, the literal translation is she who talks in boxes. And I was like, oh, I thought it was so important all these years, telling the news to millions of people, but our people have a really wicked, amazing way of humbling us and a wicked sense of humor. And so that name I carry really close to me because my grandmother's name was Luach, which means inside the copper. You can't turn on a television or a radio without that copper. So there's always those threads of connection that we have. And my mother my beautiful late mother, Delphine Bolio, was from a tiny island called Balel in Newfoundland. And she always taught me the importance of recognizing my privilege as someone who is part white and always making sure that my job on that side of my ancestry is to hold colonial systems that may have benefited her ancestors but harmed Indigenous people. And so I've taken that role very seriously. Yeah, and on my Get Sound side, it's not my responsibility to do that, although we are mostly taking up the slack on that side, but it is my responsibility to remember my ceremonies, speak my language, and reconnect with our culture and our people and our land.